Imagine you just won the lottery. The numbers matched up perfectly, and you're about to become a millionaire. But before you start planning your dream vacation or buying that new car, you need to figure out how to get the money. You could go to the bank, but that might take days. Or, you could use an app like Zelle. But here's the question, is there a limit on Zelle transfers? Let's find out. Zelle is a peer-to-peer payment app that allows you to send and receive money instantly. It's a convenient way to pay friends and family back for loans, split bills, or even send money to someone who's in need. But before you start using Zelle, it's important to understand the limits. Understanding Zelle limits. There are a few different types of limits on Zelle transfers. Daily limit. This is the maximum amount of money you can send or receive in a single day. The exact amount of the daily limit may vary depending on your bank, but it's typically around $1,000. Weekly limit. This is the maximum amount of money you can send or receive in a week. The weekly limit is usually higher than the daily limit, but it can still vary depending on your bank. Monthly limit. This is the maximum amount of money you can send or receive in a month. The monthly limit is typically the highest of all the limits, but it can still vary depending on your bank. Factors affecting Zelle limits. Several factors can affect your Zelle limits, including your bank. Different banks have different Zelle limits. Some banks may have higher limits than others. Your account age. If you've recently opened your bank account, your Zelle limits may be lower. Over time, your limits may increase. Your account activity. If you have a history of using Zelle responsibly, your limits may be higher. If you have a history of fraud or other suspicious activity, your limits may be lower. How to increase your Zelle limits. If you need to increase your Zelle limits, you can contact your bank. They may be able to raise your limits, especially if you have a good history with the bank. Zelle and fraud. It's important to be aware of the risks of fraud when using Zelle. While Zelle is a secure platform, there are still scammers who may try to trick people into sending them money. To protect yourself from fraud, never send money to someone you don't know or trust. If you receive a suspicious request, don't hesitate to contact your bank. Zelle is a convenient way to send and receive money instantly. However, it's important to understand the limits on Zelle transfers. By knowing the limits and taking steps to protect yourself from fraud, you can safely and securely use Zelle to meet your financial needs. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.